Okay, so this is identically the trick I was just talking about. Number 23 and 7.7 tells us we know y is sine of theta, and theta is between 0 and 90 degrees. Why is 0 and 90 degrees important for knowing y?
Isn't because sine of 90 is
This
something
doesn't
important?
Yeah, this tells me kind of that this thing actually fits in a triangle, right?
First triangle.
And I don't have to worry about signage.
Oh, right, okay.
You guys
so
kinda see
everything's-
that?
Everything's positive.
Yeah, so sine and cosine are going to be positive. I'm not sweating sines here. That's S-I-G-N, not S-I-N-E. And I'm supposed to find a cosine. So what do? What was the trick I just described?
Make a triangle.
Make a triangle.
Hemorrhaging points. Yeah, the point of knowing this trick is so you don't hemorrhage points. So what you need is a triangle,
Yeah.
and then
Put an angle theta.
pick somewhere to be theta. I like to pick this one, but you
That's
can
it.
pick whatever.
Yeah,
Like
I
be your own
I
person.
like that one
No,
too.
that's
Don't pick this one.
Yeah, that's a bad one to pick.
Terrible.
Probably
Terrible.
don't want to assume theta is 90 degrees.
So really there's only two options.
So there's two options, and they're the same option up to looking at it the other way.
Alright, so you got that angle theta.
So I picked theta. Now, what do I
Sine-
know about theta?
Well, the sine of theta
Sine
is
of
y.
theta.
So the sine of theta is y.
And theta is between 0 and 90.
And so y over 1.
Okay, so think to yourself, y is y over 1,
And
and
then-
sine is the
Opposite of
Opposite of the
hypotenuse.
hypotenuse.
opposite over the hypotenuse.
So you know that the opposite is y and
and
hypotenuse
the
is
hypotenuse is
So the opposite is y, and the hypotenuse is 1. At least up to maybe multiplying by something.
Okay, and now you know the bottom one's going to be based on Pythagorean theorem.
Okay, so I know from the Pythagorean theorem that whatever this side is,
is
right?
y squared.
Minus y squared
Whatever squared plus y squared has to be
has to equal the question mark. Oh, no, the 1 squared.
1 squared. Just make sure you put your question mark in the right spot in your Pythagorean
Oh
theorem.
yeah, not
Right.
question mark again.
So then I want to solve for what?
1
can
squared
solve for
minus y
question mark.
squared.
Yeah, you want to solve for question mark, right? So I know that question mark squared is 1 minus y squared.
Yeah, so the square root of 1 minus y squared is question mark.
So the question mark is the square root of 1 minus y squared. And I'm not sweating the plus or minus that should go here,
Because it's plus.
because I know my angles between 0 and 90 degrees, so this is positive.
Yeah, so that restriction takes off. And
So
makes
now you
With
can-
this?
Yeah.
Now you can replace your question mark with that.
Okay, so now we should replace the question mark with that. So this label goes right here on my triangle.
And then no cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse.
And the cosine is the adjacent over the hypotenuse.
So it's square root of 1 over y squared, or I mean square root of 1 minus y squared over 1.
Perfect.
So, bang.
Good? Cool?
That wasn't
Questions?
hard.
Yeah, this is not that hard once you know the trick. If you don't know the trick, right, this is impossible.
Yeah.
If you don't know that you can just draw a triangle and start fiddling with it, this is crazy hard.
I just did it algebraically and then used the Pythagorean identity.
Yeah, you can also use the Pythagorean identity and solve for it algebraically. That's true. You guys with me on that? So that approach would look like,
Would it be fine if we didn't put it over 1?
yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So the Pythagorean identity approach would look like, okay, so I know sine squared of theta plus cosine squared of theta is 1. Right, like that's the Pythagorean identity. And then I could say, but hey dude, you know what sine is. They told you sine was y. Right? So you could be like, okay, so y squared plus cosine squared theta is 1. And then you can shift and square root.
Makes sense.
That'll give you the same thing. Is cool with that? Questions there? I like the triangle trick, personally,
Yeah, triangle
because
makes
it's illustrative of what's going on. Whereas this is like, yeah, sure. Like, I can manipulate algebra. But it totally works. Same thing.